Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to be joined by our next guest, Cordell Walker. He is the Executive Director for Alpha Omega Veterans Services, and you are going to love them as much as we love them, that's for sure. So, Cordell, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Appreciate being here.
So let's start with a little history of the organization. Obviously, the name Veterans is in your name, but you work heavily with veterans. You do so much good, but give us a history lesson for the organization.
Okay, Alpha Omega is a nonprofit private charitable organization that was established in 1987 through the love of a young lady who had two sons that went to Vietnam, and they came back and they were never able to totally reintegrate back into society. We started out in a duplex building in South Memphis where we housed 10 clients and served them the basics of food, shelter, and clothing until a program started 1 year later in 1988. I came on board then and have been with them since. From our inception, we have gone from the transitional facility on Person Avenue to 6 other facilities, which most of them are in Midtown. We have 4 permanent supportive housing facilities. We have 2 transitional supportive housing facilities, and we have a hospital to home facility for medically fragile patients. Most of the facilities are in the Midtown area. We house up to 122 clients on any given day. We have served since 1988 to present approximately 12,000 homeless and displaced military veterans.
Wow.
Many of our veterans come to us with absolutely nothing but the clothes on their backs. And our goal is to give them all of the tools necessary so that they're wholesome and whole. And the end goal is for them to have income and safe and secure housing. Again, 90% of the individuals that have come to us have procured that, and we're pretty excited about that. We think the homeless veteran population is rather difficult to serve because there are so many variables that come with homelessness and having been in combat also. So our programs go from individual to group counseling. We partner with the Veterans Administration Hospital where we get a lot of services there. We have a lot of in-house groups on a regular basis. And again, we just try to make sure that veterans get everything they need. They don't have to have a penny to stay here. They just have to have a desire to be sober, run a clean program, get back on their feet, be as healthy as possible, and to get back in the world and give back.
Yeah, I mean, everything you're talking about, that's why we love you all so much, is the work you're doing, the impact you're having. And I think having family in the military, and my brother too, who served, during wartime, and they come back, and you mentioned the reintegration. It's so tough to go from that to all of a sudden it's like, boom, you're in a corporate world where you're used to, fending for your lives. And now you have to run a software program and people might not treat you very well. And they don't care what you did. And like all of these things that are very hard to process. And especially when you've been in combat, every single second you are on edge and you've lost your friends in arms, your brothers, and you've seen some very traumatic things.
Yes.
And I think that's what's hard for people to process. And I also think that's why we need to do so much for our veterans. But share a little bit of just what you see when they come to you homeless with nothing, having all these things that they're trying to process. Like paint a little bit of a picture of what sort of veterans you're working with to help them process that and be successful.
Well, Jeremy, I have a lot of veterans that come to me and have told me that their moms won't let them in their house anymore because they've just gone through so much and they're so, in such a bad way. A lot of them have lost hope. A lot of them are heroes. A lot of them do not know the tools that are out there that they can use to get back on their feet. The VA is working very closely to make sure that individuals, when they come back from combat, have some type of reintegration process through the hospital. I think group therapy is extremely important in regards to our veterans getting back into the flow of things, being able to talk out their problems, their issues, their concerns, their angers, their conflicts, and to know that there are people around them that have gone through the same thing. We absolutely love our veterans, and they get everything necessary to get wholesome and to get well again. There's no timeline. It's just a matter of waking up, doing the right thing and running a program. We can't make a person be a better person. We can't make a person get well, but we can give you the tools necessary and be there with you as you go through that process. We have a lot of individuals that have been, sleeping under bridges, eating out of trash cans for years because they just kind of dropped out of society. That was very typical of a lot of our Vietnam veterans who were, never considered heroes. The Vietnam War was never declared a war. They didn't have the benefits that most veterans have. They were spat upon. They were kind of disenfranchised from society, and they just kind of got lost. A lot of that is occurring now, and war is just hell, Jeremy, and it's not something that you can do and just come home. We've got individuals that are in our program that are anywhere from the age of 24 to 80, and they've got a lot of the same ongoing problems. A lot of them are suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, depression, bipolarism, and a myriad of illnesses, might be drug or alcohol related. But our whole process is to make sure that they're loved, that they know that they can get better, they can do so by just putting a program together. And a very integral part of our program right now, Jeremy, is that we have an urban farm program, but we're just totally excited about. We have 6 acres of land, of which 2 of the acres we're using to produce vegetables. We've got a farm staff. We've got clients that work on the farm. We produce approximately 11,000 pounds of vegetables and fruits every year. We have cooking classes, nutrition classes. We make sure that the clients are getting in touch with themselves through the earth, growing things, eating more wholesome. We have a wellness garden, which basically is to give some tranquil peace and tranquility to the individuals that are participating in it. We do participate in equine therapy. And we just have a lot of things that are going on to make sure that an individual has everything necessary to reintegrate back into society and get on their feet and feel like someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me one or two other things that you wish everyone knew about Alpha Omega Veteran Services. Here's your chance to make sure that you raise the awareness. So, what are one or two
Okay.
things you want everybody to know?
I wish that everyone knew that if there's a veteran that's in need, be they male or female, that we will generally have services for them or be able to point them in the right direction. I want them to know that we're God fearing and that we're here every day, 24 hours a day, and we do everything necessary for a person to get the tools necessary to get back on their feet. We want everyone to know that we were one of the first nonprofit organizations to serve homeless and disabled military veterans. We've been in existence for 33 years now. We welcome you assisting us as we move through the COVID virus and trying to adhere to the CDC regulations and the VA regulations and maintaining distance of safety, um, uh, helping us procure PPE items that are needed. We are very hyper vigilant in regards to making sure that our clients wear masks. I want everyone to know that, again, we're God fearing. We will do everything necessary to get veterans back on their feet. We are really, I think, a jewel in the city of Memphis. We're homegrown. We have individuals that work in all walks of life that have come through our program, some known, some not. But the main thing is, Jeremy, we're all in this together. And Alpha Omega has been doing everything necessary from day one to make sure that we nurture the individuals that come to us to make our city, our county, our state, and our world a better place. Our
Absolutely.
clients get back with their families, and it's just a whole new ball game.
You mentioned obviously with COVID-19, there's some changes and the masks being one of them, but what are some of the ways that you all have had to pivot and kind of change some things? Maybe some of them have been an opportunity for you to come out stronger on the other side, but what are some of the pivots you've had to make because of COVID-19?
Well, we've had to make sure that individuals are able to social distance. We've had to spread our clients out where they're not as in close proximity to each other. We have had to make sure that everyone has not only one but several masks, and they use them both in-house and out-house. We make sure that individuals that have appointments outside of the facilities that we transport them to those appointments, wait for them, make sure that they're social distancing when they're on those appointments. If in fact an individual wants to take a pass or make a home visit, we make sure that we go over all the rules and regulations necessary to stay safe while they are not in our presence, to make sure that when they come back, they're still safe, and the virus is not, with them or anywhere on their presence. We have had to purchase items that we have normally not purchased, such as the PPP items. We have tried to make sure that all of our clients are educated and educate their families and everyone around them about the importance of the virus and how we're going to get through this pandemic. And again, it's social distancing, it's keeping your mask on, it's washing your hands 20 seconds, making sure that you have sanitation lotion, use it, and try not to be around anybody that doesn't have on a mask, and make sure that you have on one for their safety and for yours.
I know you mentioned that masks being something that you all could really use. What are some ways that we can help? I know, obviously, on the financial donations, those are always appreciative,
Sure.
and that helps obviously fund your efforts and your mission. But what are some of the ways that we can help?
I think one of the biggest ways is if we could receive non-perishable food items. We have done. We have to shop more frequently now because there is less groceries. There are some items that we have to go 2 or 3 times a week to get, as opposed to one time, because of the scarcity of the non-perishable food items and food items. So, if we could receive items in that nature, we can store them and have them and not have to worry about that. We also, because we're not taking any used donations anymore because of the safety reasons that go around that are involved with that. So we're not taking any loose used clothing anymore. We're not taking food items from people that we don't really know, and if there's not fresh. So we could use new clothes, of course, socks, underwear, towels, shoes, things of that nature. And if we have individuals that might want to volunteer in our clothes closet or to help us along that line, and that's always needed. And the biggest thing, Jeremy, the biggest thing, um, Alpha Omega has been around for a while, and I think they've done a lot of good. I think that anyone that sees this broadcast or hears this broadcast, let someone know that they heard about us, and have that person tell someone else that they know about us. Through the grace of God, the endeavors of City Current, your leadership, the word will get out more, and we'll be more in a position to gain the things that we need to continue in our ministry and serving our homeless and disabled military veterans.
Give me something that puts a smile on your face when you look at your ability to wake up each morning and make a difference and help our veterans and help them get on the right path for their lives, and to see that transformation and to see the ripple effect in our community. What puts a smile on your face with the work you do?
I have a client that's in our program that I heard is engaged now and to soon to be married. He came to us about a year and a half ago. He was sleeping in a tent in Alaska in the woods. He had done several tours, combat tours, and he started out enlisting in the Army and re-enlisted as a Marine. Became a drug addict, um, just kind of dropped out of society, and he was found in the woods and was referred to the VA here in Memphis. The VA then referred him to us. He has been clean and sober for 2 years. He is an IT specialist. He is an employee of the VA. He is an example of how you can go from reaching up to touch bottom to success. And he is to be married in the very near future, and he's excited about it. That puts a smile on my face.
That's an awesome story, and I think that right there illustrates the transformation, and also too the ripple effect in terms of not only what it means for the individual, his family, but our community as a whole. I mean, you
It
look
does.
at becoming a productive citizen, and being able to really pour the talents in and then give him hope, and it just inspires others. So I think that's a powerful story. Wrap up and talk about your website, social media, phone number. Where do we go to reach out, raise our hand, and say we want to be a part of your efforts?
Okay, well, we'd love for you to follow us and like us on Facebook. You can go to our website, alphaomegaveterans.org. Click any of the links that will take you to our urban farm, our programs, how to donate, how to volunteer, etc. Again, we are on Instagram. Um, we'd love for you to share this story with all of your friends and people that you know. I will be more than happy to speak to any groups that would be interested in knowing a little bit more about Alpha Omega Veteran Services. Our phone number is on the website. Please call us. We just pray and keep putting one foot in front of the other. And the reason we are able to do what we do is by the grace of God and individuals like you. And we just pray that you're there for us.
Well, make sure everyone go to alphaomegaveterans.org. Check them out. Get involved. Like I said, we absolutely love the work you do. So, Cordell, thank you for you and your team, everything you do in our community. Thank you for supporting our veterans. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you do. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for coming on the show.
God bless, Jeremy. Thank you too. Appreciate you. Thank you.